back at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill for the UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold. My name is Howard Simon. The Bulls, of course, with a big win over Ohio, 41-17. And a short week, which we're going to be talking about. Little delayed reaction there.
Yeah,
I think the basketball guys.
Nate Oates took his applause sign down when he left the stage.
Yeah,
so
a little
it was
flashing, loud applause, ovation sign. So a big win over Ohio. Short work week. We'll talk about that. Bulls are in action Thursday at Miami of Ohio. 7:30 game here on ESPN 1520. Also on ESPN 3. By the way, next time they're home, November 11th. It'll be it's Veterans Day, Military Appreciation Night. 8 o'clock game against Northern Illinois, and the Tailgate Concert Series. This will be good because you and I have both heard of this band. It's a tribute band to Fleetwood Mac called Rumors.
And they're very good. I actually heard them this summer.
Oh, did you really?
Yes. They played on the South Campus late in the summer, and then it was a kind of a university function, and had a chance to catch the tail end. And cool. Very good. Yeah. Recommend it to anyone that's into Fleetwood Mac.
I love Fleetwood Mac, and Rumors was a great album. Hey, congratulations. That's a big win. I know coaches try and downplay everything, but, in light of how, you had a couple of losses in conference play, how big was it? It's one game. There's a lot of football left. I get it. But to bounce back from those games and get a win, how big was it?
It was good. It was big. It's important. But, just like I told the team after the game, though, it'd only be important and big if we play well again on Thursday and go down and take another step. But where we're at and 3 losses in a row. I was driving home late last night. We had, trying to, shove this week all into a few days. And, I looked at where we're at and, all 4 losses are the teams that were in bowl games last year. So you start analyzing where we're at and where the front part of the schedule was. And hopefully Saturday's the start of a turn that we can, keep putting all 3 phases together and keep building consistency.
So you're not going to like this because coaches are one game at a time, but I look at the schedule and go, that's another reason why that was a big win. You can get on a nice little roll here if things go, the way you hope they are going to go, obviously.
Well, yeah, you look at it, and I know what you're trying to say there, but at the same time, I've learned quickly in this conference that it's about matchups, and you have to be ready each and every week because everybody, if you start comparing scores, you're going to be driving yourself crazy.
Sure.
I mean, this is a Miami, Thursday's opponent played a Cincinnati team really well down to the wire.
Yep.
And so different games have gone different ways for people, and they're a young football team trying to put things together, and we got to make sure we're focused and ready to play our best.
You talked after the game, Lance, a little bit about, I was curious where your team's attitude was at after that loss. I think what you said, maybe Monday you went into meetings. Could you tell early in the week these guys were going to be in the right mindset rather than moping around?
I don't know about the right mind. I mean, they were in a better mindset of looking at it and taking some ownership. I thought we practiced hard. Sometimes as a coach you're trying to get a read as, you don't want it to linger forever. You don't want one loss turning into 2. But at the same time, sometimes when you haven't had success on a regular basis, I don't want to say we're accepting losing, but I don't know. We've got to be able to take the right steps to move forward in the right way. And and we just challenge some things competition-wise. We challenge some things of what do we want to be and where do we want to go this year, not just for the future. And that's one thing we've tried to tell this group and tell the seniors especially that. Rob Iannello kind of said it is, unfortunate. He didn't get a lot of time at Akron as a head coach. And a lot of times in today's age, as you can see in the college football world going on now, there's not a lot of 5-year plans. You better make sure you're trying to build things and build them quickly. And that's what we wanted to do. And we thought we still had a chance for success.
You had a number of individuals step up and have some really big games. I want to start with Jordan Johnson because, Anthony Taylor's a big part of this offense. He doesn't play, and Jordan steps in. He hits the big touchdown at the end. But I thought throughout the night he consistently ran the ball very well for you guys and gave your offense the balance it needed.
Yes, he really stepped up for us. Like you said, stat-wise it was impressive, but I think the consistency and many times for a backup, it's just a matter of getting enough carries in a row to get a rhythm, and I think Jordan, needed that. hopefully we'll get Anthony back here, shortly. He's not sure about this week yet, but then you get both guys in a groove, and now you can hopefully start wearing down some teams. But we needed that. We needed that balance that we're able to make things happen. Because, and then flipping it quickly to the defensive side, when you really look at what we were able to do, one of the big reasons we had success in the turnover area was the way we were able to shut down their run game.
Yeah.
And then we made it one-dimensional, and then things start happening.
Yeah, they didn't run the ball at all. I mean,
No.
it was nothing from them. Before we go over to your defense, I wanted to have you talk a little bit about Marcus McGill because not to ignore Joe, by the way, who I thought Licata had a really good passing game for you guys. Teams are realizing now, okay, Ron Willoughby was a go-to guy. You got to watch him. Now they know about Matt Weiser as well, and I thought Marcus McGill really stepped up and had a big game. Can you just talk a little bit about his development over the course of the season?
A very talented receiver. Marcus is an excellent athlete. We use him in different ways. He's done long snapping here for punts as well. He's a very talented guy. One of the things after spring ball, we talked to Marcus about, taking steps. He continues to mature in a lot of ways, and being consistent in his game is going to give him a chance to continue to make big plays. But he's shown the ability to make some big plays for us. And like you alluded to, I think he played maybe one of his best games for us since we've been here, at least on Saturday.
All right, let's go over to defense. So between you and me, does Brian Borland have like a bonus clause in his contract for touchdowns scored by the defense?
I don't know. I've been with Brian now. I mean, we've known each other since we were kids, but we've worked together now for 9+ years. And I tell you, when things start going, he has a way to get turnovers in bunches, and things start rolling. But in all those years, I've never seen us, put as many in the end zone as we've been able.
Right. It's not turnovers. I mean, it's turnovers. You want to get them, but it's touchdowns.
Yeah.
Your defense has 6 touchdowns this season. How come? I mean, what are they doing? It's one thing to get the turnovers. Why are they so successful at cashing these things in?
It's being timely, but at the same time, once it happens, things start working. Guys start looking to get blocks. I mean, things that we've talked about. And, again, I think that's sometimes just being fortunate as well. We had 4 interceptions and a 5th one called back, I think. So, again, a great day, and hopefully we can save a few of those or get a few more as we get going.
We've got to get to break. I want to get another question, but I also wanted to make sure, are you getting the updated volleyball scores from your daughter's playing, right?
My daughter at Clarence High School playing.
Big game tonight.
At Williamsville East.
Big match.
I was hoping maybe we get a live remote updates or somebody.
Yeah, we could do like breaking news. The score just did.
Lost game 1, but up in game 2 right now. So hopefully,
keep the faith.
Yes,
go Red Devils.
Yeah, yes. Let's hopefully they can.
I can bond with you on that. Yeah. My son went to Sweet Home. Neither one of us really fans of Will East, Clarence or Sweet.
Okay,
so
there we go.
I'll pull for Clarence in this one.
And you know that I'm going to be with the Mets here too. Yeah.
The last half of the show is going to be a Mets preview. I did want to ask you about your linebacking core too. Earlier this year we talked about Nick Gilbo. Not the most impressive-looking guy in the world, but he just goes and makes plays. And we had Brandon Berry on the show with you earlier this season. He's having a tremendous season. Acacia Lozzi was named the MAC East Defensive Player of the Week for his big game against Ohio. As a group, why have they been so productive, your linebackers, this season?
Well, various reasons. I think that they've been able to make plays, and I'll go back to in Saturday's game is really the job that we're doing up front. A lot of things you're keeping people off your linebackers, you're getting pressure on the quarterback. A lot of things are being disruptive, and they're able to make plays. We talked about Brandon's ability on one of the early shows previous about his ability in making plays and seeing things. Nick Gilbo is about as intelligent of a linebacker, instinctive as I've been around. He just has a great feel for it. We could line him up anywhere, and he'll know what to do. Really a leader of that defense. Like you said, he's not going to press you in stature and speed, all those things, but he just has that knack for that position, being able to make plays. Acacia Lozzi making that transition from safety down to an outside linebacker is feeling more and more comfortable each and every week, and you're starting to see him play with that confidence. And he was another one that we talked to after the Central game about, we needed a few more things for him to kind of do for us in that, a little less tentative in the blitz game, a little bit more there. And you kind of see him play with some more confidence on Saturday and make those plays.
Well, we'll get a quick break. When we get back, no time to rest this week. There's a game Thursday against Miami University at Oxford, and we will talk about the short work week with Lance when we continue. It is the UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold. We're at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill on Transit Road. More coming up on ESPN 1520.
Join us at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Hey, it's Paul Santora letting you know we have two great locations. One on Millersport Highway next to the Marriott, one on Transit Road next to Transit Lanes. We've got 60 taps, 66 TVs. All of our food is made to order with the freshest and most natural ingredients. Both locations have live music, Millersport on Friday, Transit Friday and Saturday night. There's no better place to enjoy football and hockey with great drink and food specials for every game. Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill since 1927. 4 generations strong, the only family to say we are the original. Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Great food, great people, great beer.
From youth sports to the NFL, A-Turf synthetic grass fields are helping athletes have fun and perform at their peak. More than 30 Western New York schools and over 400 schools nationwide call A-Turf their home field. It's what the UB Bulls play on and the Buffalo Bills too. A-Turf Titan has the highest safety rating and the longest warranty. A-Turf, optimal performance for athletes, superior value for owners. Learn more at aturf.com. Hello, this is that Kegworks guy for the Kegworks store. Are you sick of that neighbor throwing the best party every year? We have everything you need to kick that guy's party right in the you-know-whats. From an extensive line of Jell-O shot supplies to keg pumps, premium cocktail mixers, beer pong tables, and so much more. So get to the Kegworks store at 1460 Military Road in Kenmore, just south of Sheridan. Until next time, this is that Kegworks guy reminding you, go to the Kegworks store.
Sludge makes your car feel a little bit like you do after an all-you-can-eat buffet. Slow. That's why Napa's got Castrol GTX Conventional for just $3.79 a quart with Tri-Shield technology to protect your engine from power-robbing sludge. Castrol GTX, now just $3.79. Conquer the job with Napa know-how. General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 8/31/15.
This is Buffalo's home for UB football all season long on ESPN 1520.
Welcome back, UB Football Insider from Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Hey, there's a big Halloween party going on here on Saturday night, 9 o'clock. Live music, Nerds Gone Wild. They tell me that's a band. And there's a costume contest as well. I will be dressing up as Bernie Brewer in tribute to you. Oh, what do you think?
With
Bernie Brewer? Yeah. I'm going to bring the slide. I'm going to slide down, and balloons are going to fly out when I go down into the slide for every home run.
Big time.
You know? I love Bernie Brewer.
That is awesome.
Beautiful thing. So that is Saturday night best costume contest here at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill on Transit Road, part of their Halloween party starting at 9 o'clock. I'm surprised they even let you have to do a show this week. You have no time. You played Saturday. Wednesday, you're getting on a plane, and you're flying to Cincinnati, and you got a game against Miami University on Thursday night. So, I think fans are familiar with the short work week in the NFL. They have Thursday night games, but the MAC does a lot of weeknight games. And what kind of challenges does it provide? Not off a bye, coming off a game, and now, boom, you got to get ready.
Yeah, and what I've been told by some of my counterparts in the league is you just kind of take your turn at it when it happens, and depending really on past success and other things, it all kind of matters. Maybe how many of them you get, when they are, what network you're on, and all those things. But just real simply, we have to jam 4 days really into 2 of the days that we're working. So really it was shortly after the game on Saturday, before 7 a.m., our coaches had to watch and grade the film. So 7 a.m. we could turn and start game planning. Brought the players in late Sunday afternoon, which is yesterday. And, did our meetings, took a break to eat, and then we practiced last night for about an hour. And then today we kind of went to our Wednesday mode of practice, and then we'll kind of modify everything tomorrow a little bit less banging around and those things, and then we're going to try to utilize Wednesday morning as kind of a combination of what we do on Thursday with a little bit really what we do in a walkthrough on a Friday. and then we're going to try to grab a little bit more time even Thursday morning of the game.
You mentioned a little bit less banging. That's what I was curious about. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd like to have their bodies have some time to heal. Do you practice differently this week because
Yeah.
they're just coming off a game and you got another game on Thursday?
Yeah, we had shoulder pads on today, which will be the only time we'll probably do it this week. But the odd thing is tomorrow would really be the first day that we're even on the practice field on a normal week. And we already have 2 practices in, one with shoulder pads already. And that's, and again, our first time through this and first time as a staff. I mean, we've had some coaches go through it. We'll continue to analyze it. And hopefully this was the, recipe for success on it as well. But feel good about it. You can't spend a lot of time dwelling on it and making excuses. Miami's under the same thing. Miami's played eight straight weeks before this. Their open week is next week after this game. So they probably even had a little bit tougher road on as far as where they're at, as far as maybe just the wear and tear on the body but then again, we have to travel. So it kind of balances out.
You mentioned earlier, the Ohio win is great, but it doesn't mean as much if you don't follow up and win the next game. Now, have you made the speech already? They're teenagers. They're guys in their 20s, whatever. They're going to look at the record. It's natural to look at Miami's record and go, hey, we'll win this game. Do you ever talk to your team about throw the record out, forget what's been going on with them?
We talk a lot about just being humble in what we're doing, and we spend a lot of time on ourselves. I think I didn't spend a lot of time talking about Penn State and what they've done as a program or how big the stadium is or any of that stuff when we played them. Same thing against them. I think when you kind of take the same approach every week, I've really never stood in front of them and talked about anybody's record. And I think, when you have some of the mature veterans, I guess, that we have in the room, I think they've been through enough conference games to understand that you need to be ready. And I think they do a good job articulating that as well.
What can you tell us about Miami and the challenges they might offer? Give us a little scouting report.
Well, talk a little bit about their young football team. Chuck Martin, a highly successful Division II coach at Grand Valley State, Michigan for about 7 years, won some national championships at that level, worked with Brian Kelly, and then went to Notre Dame with him. And then after a few years, took the job at Miami a year ago. And he's in a building process, and so he's playing a lot of young players, a lot of young, talented players. But again, with youth sometimes comes the growing pains, and that's kind of what they're going through about the consistency. They've gone to a freshman quarterback, 6'5", about 250, with a strong arm. They rotate another guy in during some of the games for some more running. They do an excellent job in multiple formations offensively, like a lot of people, but incorporate a lot of, I don't want to say unique, but on a short week, a lot of quarterback runs, a lot of different things that make Brian Borland even get less sleep in a short period of time.
It's just one more thing to worry about.
Yeah, and they do some nice things. And again, defensively, mainly using a 4-man front, a little more experienced in the back end than they are in the front seven. Again, but when you're young and you don't know everything else going on, no one's telling them that they shouldn't be doing something, and they continue to play hard. And I think they're giving their players on both sides of the ball schemes that they can handle and continue to build on. And, you just don't want to be that team where they put it all together.
We're with Lance Leipold here. We'll take a short break. When we get back, for Lance and for any coach, it's so important to keep your players healthy. And when they're injured, getting proper treatment so they can get back on the field. We're going to be joined by Brian Brada when we get back, the Director of Sports Medicine for the University at Buffalo. That's coming up next. It is the UB Football Insider on ESPN 1520.
Hello, this is that Kegworks guy for the Kegworks store. Are you sick of that neighbor throwing the best party every year? We have everything you need to kick that guy's party right in the you-know-whats. From an extensive line of Jell-O shot supplies to keg pumps, premium cocktail mixers, beer pong tables, and so much more. So get to the Kegworks store at 1460 Military Road in Kenmore, just south of Sheridan. Until next time, this is that Kegworks guy reminding you, go to the Kegworks store.
Join us at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Hey, it's Paul Santora letting you know we have two great locations. One on Millersport Highway next to the Marriott, one on Transit Road next to Transit Lanes. We've got 60 taps, 66 TVs. All of our food is made to order with the freshest and most natural ingredients. Both locations have live music, Millersport on Friday, Transit Friday and Saturday night. There's no better place to enjoy football and hockey with great drink and food specials for every game. Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill since 1927. 4 generations strong, the only family to say we are the original. Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Great food, great people, great beer.
From U Sports to the NFL, A-Turf synthetic grass fields are helping athletes have fun and perform at their peak. More than 30 Western New York schools and over 400 schools nationwide call A-Turf their home field. It's what the UB Bulls play on and the Buffalo Bills too. A-Turf Titan has the highest safety rating and the longest warranty. A-Turf, optimal performance for athletes, superior value for owners. Learn more at aturf.com.
Sludge makes your car feel a little bit like you do after an all-you-can-eat buffet. Slow. That's why Napa's got Castrol GTX Conventional for just $3.79 a quart with Tri-Shield technology to protect your engine from power-robbing sludge. Castrol GTX, now just $3.79. Conquer the job with Napa know-how. General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 8/31/15.
This is Buffalo's home for UB football all season long on ESPN 1520.
Welcome back, UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold here on ESPN 1520. We are here at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Come on out. We're here every week. We got obviously a few more weeks left with Lance, and tonight we began the weekly shows with Nate Oates as well. So we're out here every Monday night. We invite you to join us. Thursday, Bulls play at Miami of Ohio. That's a 7:30 game right here on ESPN 1520. It is also on ESPN 3. And I want to remind you as well, basketball season just around the corner. Your season and single game tickets are on sale now. Call the UB ticket office, 1-877-UB there. You can also get them online at ubbulls.com. You can also get tickets for the next home football game, November 11th against Northern Illinois. We are joined by the Director of Sports Medicine for the University at Buffalo, Brian Brado, with us here. And, you got a tough job. See, the only time we would bring up your job, this guy's hurt, you got to get him back on the field. Well, first off, the Director of Sports Medicine, what does it entail at UB? What do you oversee?
Well, I get to work with all of our athletic trainers. We have a great staff. We have 10 other athletic trainers besides myself, working with physicians at UB Ortho. Great group of guys, great group of physicians that work with the Sabres, work with the Bills, work with UB Bulls. And we kind of coordinate all of that to make sure that we give our athletes the best we can.
So when it comes to trying to keep guys, gals, athletes healthy, what are some of the important, and I know it's different sport to sport, obviously, the football players are going to get banged around a little bit more than, I don't know why I'm picking volleyball. I don't want to make it sound like there's no contact in volleyball. But, it's different sport to sport. But how do you go about trying to make sure the student athletes can stay healthy and stay on the practice field and on the playing surface?
Well, I think number one is prevention. We got a great strength staff. They work very well with us. We work on a lot of preventative medicine with them, strength and conditioning, mobility, keeping them as healthy as possible, and then constant treatments, constantly taking care of them.
Are the student athletes open to that? I mean, are they responsive to the whole, hey, you got to eat right, you got to work out, you got to do all this stuff so you can stay healthy?
I think a lot of them have started to get it in high school. You get athletic trainers in the high schools, and they're learning, hey, this is what we do, this is what's going on. I think you're starting to get strength coaches in there. The nutrition piece is huge. You get the guys that have the well-rounded backgrounds, and you get the freshmen that come in and don't know anything, but they pick it up as they come, and they see that their strength gains, and they're better on the field, and they're doing all these great things, and I think it's just they all buy in then.
Now you've got some new facilities over at the stadium. What expanded there? What did the university add to help out sports medicine?
Well, they opened a beautiful athletic training room. We've got HydroWorks, which is an underwater treadmill for our rehab. We've got a cold tub. We've got a hot tub. We got all the new modalities that are used quite a bit. Cold laser. We do a lot of electrical stimulation, different types. And we have a great new room that's built. It's beautiful, but it's also built for what we need.
Is that something that in your field, does that change frequently in terms of new techniques, new ways to treat injuries, new ways to have athletes work out. So, the underwater treadmill, things like that. Do you see a lot of change?
There's some. The new research is out there, the new medicine's out there. The bread and butter's still there to work hard and try and take care of them, get them going. But, research is always changing. Technology is always changing. Everybody's got the new idea to try.
You come to UB from Michigan State. Were there things that you saw at MSU or maybe around the Big Ten that you were able to bring or can bring here to UB?
Absolutely. My hands-on skills, Michigan State's a very osteopathic or hands-on athletic training sports medicine department. And our staff has been very good with learning that and knowing that and helping with that. And other than that, it's just taking care of our athletes, making sure they're the best they can be.
I think, Brian, one of the big, when you come to talking about athletes and injuries these days, certainly there's a lot more focus on concussions. I remember seeing it with my son in high school. He had to go through the protocol with his high school when he had a concussion. We know what it's like with the NFL now, baseline testing, post-concussion syndrome, all these different things. They've got evaluation, concussion protocol. What's it like at the collegiate level?
It's along the same lines. We follow the NFL. We follow the Big Ten. The NCAA has said that you have to have some sort of concussion protocol implemented, and that's one of the things we did. We do the impact testing, the baseline testing. We know what they're like at a quote-unquote normal, and then we know what they're like at a concussed state. And we can take them through, and we do a return to play. We don't force them right back into it. There's no set timeline that has to be met. If someone has symptoms, obviously they're going to stay out until they're symptom-free. And once they're symptom-free, then they progress back to being 100%. It may take 4 days. It may take 4 weeks.
Right. You don't just, go full back in. You gradually work them back in.
Right. And anybody who's got lingering symptoms, one of the physicians that we work with, Dr. Letty, is well known in the research for his concussion research. And he's got some special testing if it's a long-term thing. But, obviously we don't let them back in unless they're symptom-free and have gone through the whole range of the policy.
The NFL has instituted a policy where they have observers at games who are specifically there to watch. And if they see a player who they think might be concussed, you get them off the field and you evaluate them. Do they have that in college?
They're doing a pilot study with the Big Ten and the SEC. Now, the athletic trainers here and in the MAC have kind of done it's more of a shadow of the observer right now because it's not mandated by anybody. We at UB do it. I'm up in the booth with direct contact to our athletic trainers down the sidelines. The one drawback right now is we don't have access to stop the game. The Big Ten, the SEC, the NFL has access directly to the officials and can say, we stopped the game because
pull that guy out.
The guy is down.
Yeah.
However, I can get a hold of my guys just as quick on the sideline, and then they can tell the athlete to go down or call a timeout or whatever it may be to still make sure that the athlete is taken care of.
Well, we appreciate you coming by. We hope things go well. And I know, I was talking to one of the guys in the athletic communications department. No trainer had to go on the field in Saturday's football game with Ohio. That's like a perfect day for you folks,
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
Everybody gets out okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I hope you have a lot more quiet days. Thanks for coming in and spending some time with us.
Thank you. Much
That'll do
appreciated.
it for our UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold. We're back here next week. Another show with Nate to get you ready for basketball season. And with Lance, we'll be recapping the game against Miami here on ESPN 1520.
This broadcast of the UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold has been brought to you by our Team UB partners, New Era Caps, Nike, AdPro Sports, WGRZ Channel 2, Pepsi, and in part by Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill, Kegworks, Mass Mutual Financial, and A-Turf.